awesome people. Welcome to a segment that I like to call Pull Up a Chair. This segment is kind of supposed to be something away from the funny and more into serious territory. So if you're not into that, don't watch the video. For this particular one, since it's the first one, I'm kind of explaining what I plan for my channel from now on, and why I have not uploaded videos recently, / explaining my mental illness kind of thing. So first of all, what I want my channel to become is, and yes, I have to have a notebook for this or I will go on a tangent and forget what I was talking about. So I kind of wanted my channel to kind of be a document of my mental illness and my experiences with that, and my experiences with counseling and therapy and all that stuff, and to kind of share that with the world, but also document it for like my own purposes to look back on, just something to have. I also want to make funny videos and, give advice as much as I can to people like myself, so people, have something to laugh at, because depression memes, basically that whole concept of, something that's made by depressed people, for depressed people, and of depressed people. I want, if I can get just, a simple smile or a laugh, that's all I want. I just want to help people and also kind of show my own experiences with this, and I hadn't really found anything like this elsewhere on YouTube. I have seen a lot of people who are not mentally ill talk about mental illness, but they can only say so much because they don't know what it's like. So I was like, well, I'm mentally ill. I know how this is, and I can make jokes out of it, because that's what my friends and I already do. We share, depression memes on Facebook and be like, talk about PTSD stuff and stuff like that. So why not turn it into something for YouTube? Just help people as much as I can. The thing about this, though, is that I do want to make a note that the joking is kind of my coping mechanism, and my friends are a coping mechanism. We're not trying to make fun of anybody or make fun of our struggles, which we don't suggest. Try to do things in healthy ways, but also there are things that we do that are not healthy. And if you can't deal with that, you probably don't want to be watching my videos, because I'm not going to try to shed light on depression or any other mental illnesses in any other way than what they are and how we personally experience it. If you don't like the nitty-gritty of it, don't watch. I'm not gonna make you. I can't make you. Just be aware of that. Shouldn't get into that too often, and I will only make jokes at my own expense. I won't be making jokes about anybody else's. That's all your own thing. I don't want to be mean or hurtful. That's not my intent. I don't want to make jokes about anybody else's mental illness, and I'm also going to be only talking about the mental illnesses that I personally have, because I don't want to paint a wrong picture about other mental illnesses that, because I don't have them, I can't just assume that they're like my other mental illnesses or do research and assume that this happens for everybody. This is based on what I experience, or if I have a friend who has another kind of mental illness, I will have them do a video on that so we can have, a broader range. As it is, and we're getting into the other segment where I'm explaining how my life has been recently. As of now, I am clinically diagnosed with major depressive disorder, 2 different anxiety disorders. I believe it's social anxiety and general anxiety, and also PTSD. So for those of you who don't know, I've had depression for pretty much my entire life. Before I go into all that, I should say it's going to get very depressing from here on out and possibly triggering, so if you don't want anything to do with that, you can leave now. You got the basis of it. That's where I'm going with my channel, but this is why I haven't been posting recently. I've been pretty much depressed my entire life. I've had but thyroid problems with like hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's disease and stuff like that, which can kind of lead to depression, at least from what I have been told. But either way, I have been depressed for as long as I can remember, and probably have had anxiety for as long as I can remember. I was diagnosed specifically for it around 8th grade. So I've been dealing with that, and it's fine. It's something that I could deal with. It was manageable. As you may know, that in high school I dated my first boyfriend, I guess, and he did some not okay things to me, things that were not consensual. I know in his mind they still are, but they're not. And that is something that really brought a lot of pain for me and a lot of harshness, because I would start to get flashbacks and just things that became really traumatizing to me in particular, because I don't handle bad things very well at all. That's a me thing. So then after we broke it off, I started to realize, what had happened, what he was doing was bad and wrong, and none of it should have ever happened. But that's not really the point. That's a whole nother thing. But because of that, I probably developed some post-traumatic stuff after that. And then after I graduated high school, he decided to message me again, asking if he wanted to be friends. And I'm like, no, I want you to stay away from me. You've done enough harm to me. I don't want anything to do with you. And I still don't. After that, I had attempted suicide, and I had been in the hospital, and had been in the mental hospital. And then things kind of got better, and I started college, and college was great. I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of really great people, some not so great people, but that's how I met the people who are my current support system, which is my boyfriend and my best friend, my college best friend, Sam, who you have seen in other videos, or will be seeing in other videos. And they've helped me through a lot, and kind of started to notice a lot of my symptoms were very similar to those with PTSD that they know. This is where I'm mostly getting into PTSD stuff, because anxiety, depression stuff has been around in my life. So that's just what it is, I guess. And so I started showing symptoms like really bad brain fog, losing memories, so many different kinds of panic attacks, ones where I will walk off somewhere and not remember it, and go into a dissociative type state, stuff like that. I wasn't able to get the help that I really needed because my parents didn't have medical insurance at the time. So now that whole thing happened, and then I dropped out of college, and I felt really horrible afterward. I didn't want to do anything. I felt like a huge failure because I'd never had grades that bad. I'd never had to drop out of anything like that. And it was just, I felt like a failure. Like I just messed everything up. And that was really rough, and it just made me even more depressed and more anxious, and, caused more stress that caused more post-traumatic stress disorder type symptoms to pop up, and for things to change very rapidly. Because of that, I couldn't do it anymore, and I didn't have motivation to do anything, and things just kind of spiraled. Like my depression caused more PTSD, PTSD caused more depression, anxiety caused this, and they all just kind of circled together, and I couldn't really move. I was in a lot of pain. And to be honest, I still am, but as of now, I'm starting to work things through thanks to my support system, who helped me get the help that I need. So I am seeking professional help, and this is what my life is now. And anyone who doesn't like it or doesn't want to see it can leave it. You can take it or leave it at this point. This is what this is, and this is what my life has been. And this is my story and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully. Again, being mentally ill is, it's exhausting. And the reason that I even am able to do things now is because I've started to get help. And because I've started to get help, I'm, a little bit more stable than usual, and I'm starting to get the help that I need. And because of that, I want to be able to help other people like myself in one of the ways that I know how, which is just talking about it. And that's what I want my YouTube channel to become, and this is what I kind of want to do with my life, not for money purposes, but just for the sake of, documenting my own mental illness, but also to try to help other people with mental illness as well. Because, let's face it, we all need as much help as we can get. I think that's really all I want to say for this video. I'm sorry that it's been so depressing and that I haven't posted in a while, and I kind of just went off the grid for a while, so to speak, I guess. The YouTube grid anyway. And that's just kind of what it has been, what's happening now, and these are kind of what I want to do now, and I think that's it. So if you have any comments or suggestions or any kind of thing that you just in general want to know or want me to know, please put it down in the comments below. Just, be nice about it, because, we're all sensitive people at times, so I don't think that's too much to ask, is just to be kind. If you liked this video, feel free to like it and share it if you want. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. And that will be all.